Hello again, Grace Chatting here, founder of Relationship Academy. And in this video, we're going to be talking about communication styles. Most people have never thought about their communication style. What is it like? Does it actually connect with the people that they want to communicate with? Do people understand them and get what they're about? So anyway, I'm going to keep this simple and short so you can identify what's your communication style and what's your partner's communication style. And you'll see when we get to one that is the most helpful and recognize what you need to change. These communication styles were first written about and illustrated by Virginia Satir, who is one of the greatest family therapists I think that there's ever been, particularly with couple issues and family dynamics. So I've just boiled it down to the basics that you need to know, and it's quite simple. So there's 5 communication styles fundamentally. 4 of them can create conflict, and 1 is the one that you want to aim for. So the first one is the blamer. Blamers, it's kind of self-explanatory. Blamers, you'll see, are figure here pointing the finger. Blamers tend to be either literally pointing the finger or verbally pointing the finger. Blamers, if something's not right or they perceive something to be not as it should be in their view, it must be somebody's fault, and they've got to find out whose fault is it. So it's either your fault, or it's the government's fault, or it's society's fault, or it's parents' fault, or it's foreign people's fault. It's their fault. So it's somebody's fault. Blamers look for hooks to hang things on. And actually, you can imagine in a relationship, if somebody's a blamer, their partner is not going to be feeling very good because they are going to be being blamed for everything that goes wrong. So if you're a blamer, well, let's not get into being defensive about it. Just recognize if you have a tendency, this is not for you to beat yourself up, but rather for you to become more aware of unhelpful habits that you might have or unhelpful ways. Mostly blamers learn how to be blamers from their parents, and that's not blaming their parents, but actually all parents role model for their children. So if you're a blamer, you'll be role modeling for your children how to blame, and invariably they'll blame you. So blamer is one. Placator, and you can see from the body language here, placators are people pleasers. Placators, they absolutely can't stand conflict. They've got some idea that conflict is bad, it's wrong, it's to be avoided at all costs. And that's probably because they felt very insecure as children, and maybe they had very critical parents. And maybe their parents argued a lot, and it was scary for them. Whatever the reasons, this is not looking to blame you, but people pleasing is not a strategy for success. And constantly being compliant and really wanting to make any signs of conflict disappear and avoiding conflict is not really helpful. Learning how to resolve conflict is helpful. So people pleasers tend to slide into child mode, and they are so worried that somebody might think something was their fault. So it's not helpful. Then we've got the distractor, that anytime anybody gets to talking about something that may be perceived as a bit serious or that potentially they would feel uncomfortable, or maybe emotionally open and honest. Distractors will change the subject. They'll suddenly find that there's some dusting to be done, or the kitchen worktops all need to be wiped, or would you like a cup of tea now? Oh, here, have some of this cake. And they may start talking about recipes or something that's totally removed from what the issue is that's being brought up. So distractors jump about all over the place. It's like trying to nail jelly to a wall, trying to have a focused conversation with a distractor. So if you're a distractor and you're constantly jumping about, changing the subject, it's really not helpful. So the next one is the digital, the computer type. This is the type of person who will engage in communication, but it's all very digital. It's matter of fact, it's itemized. People in professions like the police force or social workers who have to be maybe in court or are used to writing reports and verbally giving reports can tend to get a bit digital in their communication, where it's almost like they're presenting evidence in court without any personal opinions in it, without any feelings in it. It's just presenting the facts in a very detached, unengaged kind of a way. It's not very connecting, and it's not a way to engage, with an intimate partner, to be connected and able to communicate from the heart. So that's the digital. Now, the final one, which is the one you want to aim for, is the leveler. The leveler is a bit more mature, adult, doesn't go into being child, but doesn't go into being aggressive or bossy parent either. The leveler stays an adult, who's goal-oriented, wants to find a solution, is supportive of a win-win solution. The levelers tend to have strong personal values, and they are flexible in communication styles, and they understand that different people that they talk to may not be the same as them, and they make allowances for differences, and they will accommodate differences. They don't want to impose their opinions on the person that they're speaking to. They really are interested in communicating rather than persuading. So they build trust with whoever they're speaking to before trying to influence them. So they'll acknowledge the other person's point of view. They will demonstrate some interest in understanding the other person, that showing the other person that they've listened to them, that they've heard them. And generally, these kind of people have a sense of mission and purpose in life. They are interested in the big picture, and they're not just interested in scoring points or winning. They really are interested in understanding you and communicating in such a way that you will understand them. So I wonder, what is your communication style? I'll leave you with that, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now. Bye.